Hey everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Lauren, and today I'm going to be drawing my June TBR. So if this is your first TBR video with me, how this works is that each month I draw 5 books. I have 3 TBR jars up here. These 3 jars are filled with little tiny origami stars that I folded up out of paper. Each one has the title of a book that I am interested in getting to. In the largest jar up here, that is just sort of my general TBR jar. It has quite a few books in it that I want to read. The second one is my series jar. Every book in here is a continuation in a series, and then this little jar on the very end has little golden stars in it, and it is it's my golden star jar, and it's pretty much my most anticipated reads. I draw one of those, I draw 2 out of the series, and I'll draw 2 out of my general TBR star jar. If you are interested in knowing the books that I have on my TBR list, you can follow the link down in the video description box below to my Goodreads Want to Read list and see every single book that is in all of these jars. Also, if you would like to learn how to make your own origami TBR stars, I will link it in the cards right up here. I made a tutorial several months back, and you can go over there and check that out and learn how to fold your own TBR stars. Now, aside from the 5 stars that I will be drawing out of my jars, I will also be reading a 6th book for the Buzzword challenge. I believe the challenge for June is the word other, and I have a couple books up here that I'm interested in reading. One of them is Other Terrors, and the second one is The Other Me. Other Terrors, I believe, is like a horror short story collection, and then The Other Me, I think it has something to do with maybe like time travel or parallel universes or something like that. They both sound really interesting to me, so it will be one of those. So I think that that's everything. Let's just jump right in and draw some books. All right, here we go. First draw. So I like to draw stars that have been in here for a while, and I believe probably what the star that has been in here the longest, or the couple of stars that have been in here the longest, are these stars that are sort of this reddish color. So I think that I will draw one of these first. All right, and my first selection is going to be, oh nice, Screams from the Void. And I do have this one. Let me find it on my shelf. Here it is, directly behind me, Screams from the Void. This is a sci-fi novel, and it's been a while. I've actually had this. This has been on my list for such a long time, and it's been so long, in fact, that I can't really remember what this is about. Okay, so it sounds like this is a space opera, a crew on a ship that it sounds like they're kind of starting to get burnt out, and they are not happy with each other, and they're wanting off the ship. Some sort of creature has been snuck onto the ship, and it says it starts to wreak havoc. And I'm guessing that it's going to be sort of like this, a team of explorers who are pretty sick of each other and at each other's throats, having to kind of band together and solve that problem. So that sounds pretty fun to me, and this isn't that long of a book, so I always love a good space opera, so pretty good first pick. So my first selection is Screams from the Void. All right, here we go, second draw. All right, so I think actually this sort of, it's almost like a watermelon stripe looking star. I think that these have been in here quite a while as well, so I will draw one of these next. And the second draw is going to be I Am Behind You. Oh, awesome. I don't own this one. This was this random book that I came across. And I think I saw it on Book Outlet at one point a long time ago. I should have bought it whenever I saw it on there. And I don't even think it has really great ratings, but the sound of it was so intriguing. I can't remember the synopsis exactly, but one of those books where things are not as they seem. Like a family, I think that they have they're in a trailer and they're out somewhere, and I can't remember, they've gone out into the country or something. And I think it's like they come out of the trailer at some point, like they spend the night there and they come out, and when they come out of it is like not the world that they were in previously, almost like kind of like a Wizard of Oz type of premise. I love that concept. It may not have great reviews, but I don't know. The synopsis was so intriguing to me that it made me want to give it a shot. So that's super exciting. So second pick, I Am Behind You. All right, here we go. Third draw out of my series star jar. And the colors, these are not color coordinated. They're just pretty random. All right, how about, we've drawn a couple of pale pinks, so why don't we grab one of those next? right, and the third draw is going to be, nice, Record of a Spaceborne Few, the next book in the Wayfarer series by Becky Chambers, which let's see here. Here it is over here on the other side of me, Record of a Spaceborne Few. The Wayfarer series is they're pretty much mostly, from what I've read, kind of space opera type books, very like cozy sci-fi novels. This one in particular, it is about a future in which all humans have left Earth and people are trying to decide if they want to live in space, I guess. And it sounds like it follows a few different characters trying to kind of find their way in this universe, I guess, which I feel like is pretty typical of the books I've read so far in the Wayfarer series. They tend to have a few different, kind of following a few different characters, a few different storylines. I've heard that this book is a little bit slow, but that's fine with me. Like, as long as I know that going into a book, it doesn't necessarily bother me at all. And the first 3 books in the series that I've read were amazing. So I am extremely excited to get on to the next book in the series. So third draw, Record of a Spaceborne Few. All right, here we go. Fourth draw and the second out of my series star jar. All right, let's see here. It looks like a few orange stars popped out, so let's grab one of the orange stars next. All right, and my fourth draw is going to be Before the Devil Breaks You, the third book in the Diviner series. Oh, this is super exciting. I love the Diviner series. And let's see here. I have that right, where did I put it? It's over here. Here it is, Before the Devil Breaks You. On a side note, I recently sprayed the edges of this book just to see if I could do it. And I think it turned out really well, especially considering how great it looks with the naked hardback, which is white, and the spine is kind of a turquoisey tealy blue with those pages. So just had to brag about that for a second. These are urban fantasy, kind of horror novels, really, and they're young adult, which is really interesting to me because the second book, not so much, but the first book in the series I thought was actually pretty scary. The second book I really enjoyed as well. Probably not quite as much as the first book, but still really enjoyed it. So I'll be very curious to see how I feel about the third book in the series. This series is set in New York City in the 1920s, and some sort of malevolent spirit has been released into the city accidentally. The first 2 books, they were loosely tied together, but they weren't. It wasn't just a continuation of the same story. It was a little bit different. The second book kind of went a little bit different direction from the first book. So I'll be very curious to see if the third book does that as well, if it's its own unique story, or if it ties into the second book, or if it ties the first 2 together and kind of carries the story forward. I really have been enjoying this series, and I'm so excited to finally get to the third book in the series. All right, here we go. 5th and final draw out of my golden star jar. Once again, these are the books I'm most excited to get to, my most anticipated read. So I will be drawing 1 book out of here now. Right, and my 5th and final book is going to be nice, Little Brother. This is by Cory Doctorow, which actually I don't think I have this one. I don't think I have a physical copy of this. I have this on Kindle. This is actually a book that was a recommendation by my husband. He's a big Cory Doctorow fan. And he's been wanting me to give one of his books a shot for a while now. So I am very excited to get to this. I know that this is the first in a series. I think that this is maybe like, I can't remember if this is a duology or a trilogy, but I think that this is kind of apocalyptic or dystopian in nature, though I could be wrong about that. All I know is it has excellent reviews. My husband really enjoys it, and I have been wanting to read it for a while, so that is a great 5th and final draw. So book number 5, Little Brother. All right, so I think that is going to be it for me today. Those are all of the books that I will be reading in June. I'd be very curious to know if you have read any of these books and what you thought about them. Also, I would love to hear about any books that you are excited to be getting to in June. So please talk to me about that in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, I hope that you will like it and possibly subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.